Hi, everybody. It
Back
is time to glove.
gloving again. We're gloving again.
I am Robin at Andrewjack without a C on Twitter, and with me, as always, in the Glover journey, very importantly, is Ryan Kingdom at Ryan Kingdom underscore on Twitter.
Hello, I'm here. We're both here. To once again attempt. Glover foiled us with technical difficulties last time, so we're here.
He was very cruel.
Um, yeah, Glover hates to be played and shared with others, and that's fine. Because we can persevere.
The
Um,
good thing, though, is that I am going to make sure that we do everything we missed out on last time.
yeah. So
Uh,
we'll get Castlevania World again.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm just kind of jumping right into it and getting the move on.
Yeah, we can't give Glover any time to rally himself.
So there are a few things that I think we should like laundry list real quick because there were a lot of interesting discussions last time that we couldn't get through.
We basically couldn't like
Twitch didn't
really
like
actually
us.
share with anybody.
Twitch just did not like us that day.
No, it super didn't.
It loves us today. Like it's like a 15-second delay, and that's great. That's like the
That's
best.
great.
That's the best I've had.
Yeah.
But one of those topics was the story of Glover 2, the unfinished sequel.
So good.
Let's see, what else was there? Like, I'm just kind of making a list so that we can. I think that was the big one.
That was the main one. Well, because I was coming hot off the heels. I had just played as far as the game would allow me to play the night before.
Right.
So it was really fresh in my mind. What Glover 2 brings to the table, which is really, quite a lot. That it sort of establishes right off of that. Should I just go over the synopsis again, do you think?
We can either go right into it, we can repeat ourselves later, or we can wait until we get the right crowd who has been champing at the bit for a strong understanding.
Yeah, we'll maybe save it for a minute. But yeah, we can talk about Glover 2 in a bit. We're
Yeah,
still
that'll.
in Glover 1. We're in Castlevania World, where Glover is encountering ghoulish tricks and traps of all kinds. I love that you insist on getting that extra life that is obviously just there to punish you.
I want it. And it will be mine. It's like it's one heart, and like I kind of need it for some of the upcoming areas because it is.
That's true.
Glover giveth and taketh away so easily that, like,
mostly take it.
Yeah, that you really do have to just be ready.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay,
No.
that's fine.
It's a fun beach
I'm
ball
good at video games.
power-up that basically is never needed at any point ever again.
Yeah, like it's great because it has weirdly good traction. That's the thing that really gets me about it. Oh wait, I need to safely put ball.
Oh yeah.
Or not.
Well,
I'm going to die. Is what's going to happen, and that's why I got that extra life.
Of a chasm, I guess.
Yeah, but I think it stays down, so I can just. Well, let's see if it stays down. Right. That's the good thing about this game. The world is persistent.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We established that even when Glover dies, the world goes on without him. Which is an important lesson for all of us, I think.
There goes the boy. Yeah, that was one of the things I think we've discussed before. Was that Glover is unusual in that respect.
Yeah.
Like, it is one of the only characters whose life system is kind of a nascent part of the world. Like, he does die. The world moves on through his death.
Mm-hmm.
And like it kind of I don't know how often I can bring up Legacy of Kain when it comes to.
Well, I know if Kay is here, you've got at least one fan in the room that can go there with you.
Yeah, there are some games that do some interesting things with death, like the classic garbage hit Drake of the 99 Dragons, which like
Uh-huh.
does have a mechanic where when you die, you have your ancestors basically standing there making fun of you for about 10 seconds.
Really incredible.
Yeah, Drake of the 99 Dragons is a terrible and gorgeous game.
Hmm.
That once I figure out how to beat it, I'm going to stream. Because it is absolute garbage, and it's also one of the like, oh my god, one of the funniest games unintentionally that I've ever played.
Mm.
And I mean, it's exactly not your kind of game. It is a Max Payne clone that is heavily like Action Comics inspired. It's very of its era in probably some of the worst ways, but like,
I mean, that's fine. I love garbage. So
Ah,
it's fine.
right,
You're
that's
right,
just a straight
though. I
death.
only play things that are like cute and dumpy, kind of. Is how I would describe most of the things that I'm interested in these days.
Which I love.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna be garbage for a second because I have not touched this since the last time.
Yeah, that's totally fine. You gotta kind of loosen up here.
You got to get the glove to fit right, and that takes a little bit of wearing in.
It sure does. Mm.
There's this not problem with Glover, just a problem with playing Glover where uh, there's this panic adjustment you do with the physics that
Yes.
very important, but like it's how you die.
Yeah, no, Glover is so slippery that, yeah, it is very much a panic adjustment. You will be like, oh no, I'm going to drop this ball, I'm going to fall, oh no, and so you overcorrect
Mm-hmm.
and go sort of hurtling off the other side. And I would say that is like how at least 70% of Glover deaths occur in a given year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, oh. Hi, Octa.
Whoa.
Oko Tuluwells. Oka Tuluwells. Okay. Yes. Drake is a near impossible game, even if you play the version that isn't bugged to death. I mean, all versions are bugged to death, but
Right.
like the PC version doesn't have the same kinds of game breaking bugs, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, one life to live, and we made it.
Nice work.
Sal, hi. Uh,
Yay! I was gonna say that the username sounds familiar. Ba-ba-ba.
so we just
Good job, Glover.
did not game over, so that's great.
Yeah, yeah, that is great. That's incredible. Oh, this fucking guy.
Yeah, so we're going to repeat this one a lot, but we got through that first area
Yeah.
really fast, which is great.
Yeah. So strap in, everybody. This one's gonna probably take a little bit. Not that I don't have faith in your abilities, Robin. This
Yeah.
boss is just cheap as hell.
Yeah, I remember enough of it that I'm going to like I think I'm able to just jump in, and I'm not going to say that I'm going to get it right the first time. I'm just saying I think I know what I need to do,
Right.
and if Glover cooperates, I can make that happen. Oh no, ball. Okay, ball's going to be there for a bit, and I am going to make sure. Oh, well, I just completely missed that. That's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, so this fight is interesting mostly because, like, you don't actively fight. In fact, the thing
Yeah.
you fight is invincible.
Yeah. Completely.
Oh wait, I shouldn't have done that. Well, actually, that's not so bad. I can. Nope, that is actually bad. Okay. So let me boop. You can press this to reset everything, and what I want to do is get to the switch that is in that top right and right side of the screen at the moment, And in order to do that, I need to hammer these all into position.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just did a flip and screwed myself. That's fine.
Yeah, it's a complete puzzle platformer boss.
So I did not get around to like doing the reading for it, but I desperately wanted to take an opportunity. Yeah, we're going to game over, and that's actually great. I actually want that right now.
I'm not owned. I'm not owned.
I did not want to try and do that on One Life. So there was a thing about philosophy I wanted to discuss.
Yeah.
The philosophy of thing in itself, which is like something I wanted to read about in like approaching this today, which unfortunately I didn't get to. So I have to sort of bypass that by talking about Tim Rogers.
Oh my god, you and my roommate.
So Tim Rogers is like a reviewer of infamy, I would say.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
An overly verbose man who has an eidetic memory. Like, that's not a joke. That is the problem he deals with. And I genuinely feel seen whenever he puts out a review, and he put one out for Pac-Man this past week. And it's a great video just because it really digs into like what makes Pac-Man just really good as an experience. But one thing it really like tied for me when discussing something like Glover is the idea that Pac-Man kind of just exists for its own sake. And naturally, I had to think about Glover when thinking about that, because Glover is a game that doesn't make sense. Not a bad thing at all. I love that for him. And the thing I wanted to like really get into is that Glover is one of the most bizarre experiences I've played in a while, because nothing really makes sense. But when you get down to it, how is that any different from Pac-Man?
Right.
No, I mean, it's also like Mario. Like, the logistics don't really make sense, and that's fine.
Right.
The concept, the connecting tissue, the fact that we are in Castlevania world after doing a Pirate world and a Dawn of Time world, aren't relevant. They don't matter. They are excuses to do a big lovin'. And that's the reason why I wanted to read about Thing in itself, because I've read on it before. I've taken philosophy courses, including on the subject of the idea of things existing for their own sake. And unfortunately, I can't have that discussion because I'm not that smart. I'm very smart about a lot of things, a lot of inconsequential things.
I for sure am not that smart.
Oh
but
no!
I do think it is interesting that. Oh my god, you're so close. I do think it is interesting that this is. I mean, you see this a lot. It's definitely been lampooned before. Early video games, just sort of the connective tissue for what constitutes a storyline is very bare, very kind of only what you, the basics of what you might need, if that.
Ooh.
Because
while you're discussing this, I'm going to fix the chat box, because once again, it's deciding that it doesn't want to do. So keep going. We're editing it live, baby.
And this is sort of, I mean, this is sort of a big part of, I think, platformers in particular is because platformers are driven primarily by their mechanics and story. Kind of the story that sort of binds those mechanics is 100% secondary. That's certainly true for early stages, and then obviously as games got more developed, they were able to kind of tell stories that were more complex and more, I don't know what you would call them.
Dripping with lore.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
just damp and festooned with the stuff. Is that the worst way to phrase that?
Yeah.
That's probably the worst way to phrase that.
No, I think it's adept. I think it's accurate. Which, I think we've kind of talked before about how a lot of like modern attempts at making the platformers, at least in my opinion, not that I have played a lot of modern platformers, so I may be talking completely out of my butt, and that's fine. Don't quite have the same je ne sais quoi of an early platformer, and I've never been able to exactly put my finger on what it is about them. What entices me to Glover that does not entice me to A Hat in Time or whatever, And I don't know if it is a purely nostalgia thing. I don't know if it is a
gamed over. Oh well.
Like weird clunky factor that charms me to Glover specifically. Maybe A Hat in Time is like, just for one example. I'm not trying to drag A Hat in Time here. Oh my god.
It's a common subject, but I think it's a worthy subject.
Yeah, it's just I don't know exactly what it is. I should maybe use Yooka-Laylee is a better example of a like modern attempt at a platformer that didn't quite, in my opinion, get there. Due to I in my opinion, an over-reliance on past iterations of the genre. We've talked kind of about this, about how for an example for another genre, Undertale couldn't exist without Earthbound, but Undertale is not Earthbound, right?
Right.
Yooka-Laylee wouldn't exist without Banjo-Kazooie, but it's trying so hard to be Banjo-Kazooie in a way that is both bland and weird at the same time. That's just sort of makes it detrimental to the overall experience.
Yeah, I can feel that.
And I don't know if it is just like the novelty of something like Glover, who relies so completely on a sort of very different approach to platforming that hasn't been done, as far as I'm aware, in any great capacity. This whole thing with the ball hasn't really been explored in a lot of other platformers, and I don't know if maybe that's what the platforming genre is missing, is like, yes, we jump and do good jumps, and that's great, and that's what it's all about, but do we need to do different jumps? I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I'm a funny little guy who draws pictures good. So mechanics are my least favorite part of any of considering any game. So I have like basically no point in talking about any of this. I just think platformers as a genre and their sort of, they had their big like heyday, and then they haven't quite gotten back there. And I don't know, I'm sort of I'm constantly have it in the back of my mind of like, why is that? Is it the lack of story? Is it the sort of same old for the mechanics? Did they just kind of develop and branch off into different micro genres? Like, would you consider Uncharted a platformer in some capacity? Like, oh, you did a good job. I'm proud of
you. Thank you for your overwhelming enthusiasm.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I have no answers. I just know it is a thing that I think about sometimes. um, like I know why I like Glover, but why Glover of all of the bad, like weird platformers that were out there that possibly exist now? Like, I don't know. You struggling to get on the?
I'm trying, but it's
You're doing great.
there we go. Okay, I really was supposed to just get on it. Mhm.
Yay!
Yeah,
Also,
that
welcome,
dude is
Terry,
dissected.
Welcome, B. Thank you, everybody. Glover pressed a button and he just like Frankenstein just exploded, kind of. So I wouldn't say Glover directly like was responsible for dismembering a dude, but he was involved
Yeah,
in a separate capacity, you know.
he was an accessory. He is a fashion accessory who is also a murder accessory.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fun play on words that you've done.
But yeah, like on the subject you were talking about, I think the more I watch videos on the subject of like older games that were really weird and sort of existed on their own terms,
Right.
and to tie it to Sonic the Hedgehog here in a second,
Oh, thank God.
yeah, like Glover just sort of is.
Yes.
Like there's nothing
Just
about
pure.
it. Yeah, like I'm playing Blood Rain right now, which I'm playing simply because I wanted to like play a game with hot goth girls and vampires and doing a real big hurting on a whole bunch of Nazis because I think that's like a good time.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the most Robin things I've ever heard you say.
Yeah,
So, yes,
like,
absolutely.
I just love violence when it's on the right kinds of. No, that's the terrible thing to say. And the thing about like the games that I'm playing right now is that they are insanely derivative. Blood Rain 1 and 2 are not good. Okay, real quick, we are in space. That is a Mugman of some sorts. An alien. Nope. Okay. This man is stealing my ball.
Yeah, if you thought the enemies were like weird and absurd before,
it's only going to get worse from here. Whoa. Yeah. Where did ball go? Oh, he shot it.
Yeah, he shoots it, and then you have to like catch it, or he turns it into a crystal, and then he shoots it up in the air,
and then it just dies. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I'm hip. I'm wise.
Yeah, real quick diversion. What's very cool about going in space in this game is that they do change the physics. Like, they've spent the whole game establishing how this ball feels and moves and like bounces and everything, and then the last level they change it. Mm-hmm. They're just like, no, now you're in space, and I love it.
You do some real good bounces.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can get real. The camera can't keep up with you is the thing, which is really funny. So if you get some like sweet air, Glover just fucking leaves the stratosphere. He's gone.
Cool. That's great for me. I love that for me. I love that for us.
Yeah. Ugh. Love it.
So yeah, we have acknowledged that we're in space. It's an incredibly derivative game that was built on the back of games like Max Payne. It came out in 2003 or so, and
oh my god,
that shows. It is a certain kind of old school that should not exist anymore.
Right.
And the fact that somebody thought to bring that specific game back is ridiculous to me, and I love that for them, and I love that for me. But stuff like this and like how I'm going to attach it to Sonic will become very clear here in a second. Yeah. Stuff like Glover just sort of... There's nothing that you can argue is like it.
That's true. And actually, it's interesting. This ties in also to Glover 2, which I can get to. We can segue into that in a second too.
Yeah, we definitely will need to. Oh, this is going to be big old tough thing, because I cannot jump high enough, even in space. I cannot jump high enough. Like, I think one of the appealing things about the Sonic games is that no one's ever been able to make a Sonic game quite the same as Sonic. Like, there's Freedom Planet, but that's not really a Sonic game. That's more like a Data East High Seas Havoc kind of thing, where it's like,
Right.
it's very evocative, but it is not Sonic. And that's fine. I love that for it.
Yeah.
Oof. And like I was playing Blood Rain 2, and I'm tying this in because Blood Rain 2 also features rail grinding, which is a very Sonic Adventure 2 sort of thing that really shouldn't exist, but it does, and I'm so glad it does. Oh, we're just going to have to do this stuff, and I'm going to have to do my best. Oh, wow. You just fall to your death.
Yeah.
It's like, even when Sonic is trying to do stuff popular in other games, it does it in a way that nobody else does it.
True.
Okay, I need to remember how to change ball. Okay, there we go.
Remember your training. Yeah, that's true. Glover does sort of be experiencing normal gravity while Ball is not.
It's so strange.
Very strange.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, since I'm on my last life, I'm gonna use this opportunity to just look around,
Yeah,
see
I
what's
think
up.
that's good. Get a lay of the land.
Yeah. So yeah, like I think Glover's appeal is very tied to something like Sonic's appeal, where these are great games, and like I think you'll be hard pressed to find people who can genuinely make an argument that these are really well crafted experiences that everyone should play. They are really for people who want to know what all games can do.
Yeah. Want to
Which-
experience something strange and different.
Yeah, exactly.
Who want to be confused and delighted.
Oh wow, I cannot seem to avoid falling to my death every time that happens.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but true.
Yeah, he and Gravity have a weird relationship in this game,
Yeah, that's true.
especially in this level, and it's really weird and it's confusing.
Yeah.
But I think the appeal of Sonic, I think the appeal of Glover and stuff like Pac-Man, and a game I learned the other day called Libble Rabble, which is another game made by the Pac-Man guy, is that like there is something to the idea that like if you make something new, if you make something that exists for itself, if you make something that isn't just like, oh, I want to do this because it's popular over here, it's instead, I want to do this because I haven't done this in a game before, or I want to do this, but it hasn't been done in the way that I want to do it in a game before. Those games tend to hold out more than any others. Like Uncharted, I think will eventually be kind of forgotten about. I say that as a fan.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's interesting because I've played the like 4 like main line games and enjoyed them all very much. I was a very big fan, especially when I was like in like high school or college aged thereabouts. And these days, it's sort of unfortunately the kind of game that I like. Not forget that I have played necessarily, but definitely there's an enthusiasm I once had for the series that is so non-existent anymore. Like that it basically should, like I would have at one point considered these like my favorite games, and at this point they don't even make the top 10, you know? Pushed out by Glover.
We gotta make room for Glover.
You gotta make room for Glover. And I think They are games that I don't know how to put this, and maybe I'm talking out of my ass again, but I think
This is the
that
arena for ass talking. So
yeah, that's fair. I think that I think that they're interesting, but not interesting enough, which is maybe kind of harsh, but that's sort of how
No.
I feel.
I think that's exactly right. I think
Yeah.
because like here's my thing about a lot of AAA design is that
Oh, God.
most AAA games don't feel good. Period. Like it's not even.
If you're me who doesn't care about graphics quality and only cares about fun shapes,
Mhm.
most AAA games look bad if you are me.
Yeah. Like I've talked about Avengers before on streams. I've talked about like the Tomb Raider reboot series, which I
God.
ended up just really not liking at all. Like I cannot bring myself through Rise of the Tomb Raider because I think it's emphatically bad. I think it
Right.
is an emphatically mechanically sociopathic game.
Yeah.
It is a game which exists unto itself only insofar as it's like how to put it. It's a game that is so derivative of all the things it's pulling from that it doesn't have an identity. Even with the franchise it claims to be a part of.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Crow, you know, that is actually like a really good point. Uncharted 2 is like the one that everybody loves. And I think after the initial appeal of that, like, frankly, amazing set piece of being on the train, that's kind of it.
Yeah, no, that's
It's
true.
done.
I think my feelings on Uncharted are sort of Uncharted is obviously taking so much from film. Uncharted wants to be a film so badly. And I think what it comes down to is after you've played Uncharted one or two, a couple of times, after that you're just sort of like, well, sure, somebody asks you, you do want to experience this again, and for me it's like, well, I'd prefer to just watch the movie, if I'm being honest. I'd prefer to just watch the Uncharted movie in 2 hours rather than bog down 5 hours of bad shooting gameplay.
Yeah, it's God, because I don't think the first 3 games, I won't speak on the 4th game in Lost Legacy because I do think there are legitimate good parts of those particular games as narrative. But like,
Sure.
I could not tell you, gun to my head, what happened in the first 3 games apart from like set pieces, even though I've played each of those at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, no, agree. I can tell you that Charlie Cutter is really hot, and so is Sully, and Drake's fine if you're into that, I guess.
I love that.
And and yeah, I remember the train and the desert, and I remember thinking that this is the 4th one, which you were separating, but I'm going to include. I did think his brother was a ghost the whole time, and when it turned out his brother wasn't a ghost, I was disappointed.
I kind of love that interpretation, and I wish that's what it was.
It's like every Uncharted game has some like weird, like out of left field supernatural element that just like doesn't make sense for the tone of the rest of the game.
Yeah, and 4 and Lost Legacy were the first ones that were just kind of like, you know what? Nah. And I feel like it was just too late. Like, they had already committed.
But the precedent that was set, I was like, oh, Sam is definitely a ghost. He's not real. This is like a weird pirate ghost thing, and Drake's been on drugs the whole time or something. I don't know.
I am weirdly into this.
Yeah.
It's terrible, and I love it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is where I'm supposed to go, but it's where I'm going.
You're going. But yeah, I mean, and I feel like with any piece of media, there is this sort of tragic aspect of being unable to experience it for the first time again. I feel that way about Earthbound, and I feel that way about Undertale, certainly, because I was lucky enough to go into that game basically blind.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, so it really, really did a number on me. And the great affection that I have for Super Mario 64, because it is the first game that I played as a child, and so I have all of these, associations that just playing it again really doesn't capture in the same way. You always have stuff like this, but yeah, God, I'm with you. I can't remember a goddamn thing that happened in Uncharted in terms of the plot.
It's not even that it's a nothing game. It's just that it doesn't. It's not confident in itself to be a game.
Yeah, I think. This is sort of the part of the derivative conversation. Uncharted wants to be Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Indiana Jones, I think, personally, is that Indiana Jones is fun in the 80s. But in, when the Uncharted games were coming out by the early to mid aughts, it's kind of like, yeah, we know treasure hunting, whatever. Treasure hunting is still cool, but it just feels like I know what this story is trying to tell me, and therefore it does not leave as much of an impact on my brain. If that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. I'm also like processing, I think I know what I need to do now.
Oh, good.
Because the thing I've been failing is that, like, I don't need to bring ball everywhere.
That's true. That is a lesson that Glover, doesn't teach you, but is an important lesson.
Yeah, so great thing about ball is that you don't always need it.
Yeah. That's a key.
So I'm just going to double jump my way to victory.
Nice.
Ball is fine. Ball is safe.
Ball is safe. Ball is with you in your heart. Always.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I needed to do. That was that was the thing about this level that I really needed to understand. A most basic fact. Cool. My goal isn't even in this direction. This is just to enable the goal.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And death.
Oh, Glover died.
That's actually okay. Because now that we've done it, we can just go down.
Yeah. That's true.
Cool. I learned something.
Good job.
They keep trying to make the Uncharted movie now with Tom Holland for some reason. Like, that just sounds like a bad idea. I love Tom Holland's work. I think he's a great actor. That's what you want for Nathan Drake, really?
Yeah, it's not really your Nathan Drake, if you ask me. Personally.
I understand that Nathan Fillion's a little past his prime, but just do some CG over Nathan Fillion.
And everything. Come on.
It's just a little weird.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But more power to them, I guess. If that's what they want to do, then fine, whatever. But they're trying to make this movie. They tried to make the Tomb Raider movie, which, based on the first reboot game, and most of the complaints about it were, this is the same thing. This is just the game.
We did this one already.
Yeah, except they changed the female love interest into a male love interest, which cowards.
Absolute cowards.
Complete cowards. I will never watch that movie, no matter how cute the lady who plays Lara Croft is, because Lara Croft's gay. Sorry, gamers. She belongs to the lesbians. That's just how it is.
I believe this about so many, hot ladies in gaming, to be honest.
I believe this about every hot lady in gaming to my detriment. It has caused me no small amount of grief.
My condolences. I've been there. I know how you feel.
I just one mention of Rouge the Bat and I'll go off.
I know, right?
I'll just fucking do it. Yeah, Nathan Drake past his prime. I love that idea, and Uncharted 4 is kind of that, which is what's interesting about it. Like,
Yeah.
let's like just to have a little tangent about Uncharted 4. Really good idea for a game. Nathan Drake is supposed to be done. He gets called in for one last job.
Classic.
Like with his estranged brother, who's kind of a con artist, and we explore more of like his history as like an orphaned youth who is constantly seeking something greater than him. And by the end of the game, you realize the real adventure was parenthood. Like there's a lot. I really genuinely appreciate Uncharted 4 for what it attempts to do, even if I don't necessarily think it's a totally interesting game as a result. But
don't even think it's the best in the Uncharted series personally, but I'm biased to the one that has Charlie Cutter in it the most. So
yeah, that one was 3, right?
Charlie Cutter, the character in Uncharted that's there for half a game and is promptly abandoned and nobody ever remembers because why would they?
Right.
Is my favorite.
I mean, that was also the game with the G-MILF, who I can only refer to as that because I have many G-MILF loving friends who were utterly destroyed by that game.
Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah, like
I wish they did more shit with her.
Yeah, but like that involves them bothering with like continuity and actually keeping their characters around from more than just like schlock. But you know.
Charlie Cutter gets his leg broken and then I think he's mentioned in the 4th game offhand.
Yeah.
We fucking never see that dude again, and it's a crime.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Charlie Cutter's cool because he's just as smart as Nathan Drake, but he looks like a London thug, and he's way more enthusiastic about James Bond, and he's adorable.
That's great.
Love him. But anyway, we're getting like really off track. I was going to have a segue, if I may.
Go for it. Away.
So,
sorry for that one. That wasn't my best.
No.
Thank you for being with me in these trying times.
It's on par, I would say.
Oh, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it.
So, all this talk of like derivatives and Glover is unique unto himself. Glover exists for no one but Glover. And it's fascinating because Glover 2 is not that way at all.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, Glover 2 is still fascinating and I still love it. Would love to play more than an hour of it if I am given the opportunity. I haven't tried again yet. I assume everybody in the audience knows, but for those who don't, I have a cartridge of Glover 2. It's a working cartridge. Well, at least it was when I bought it. Glover 2 was never finished. It was 80% complete before it was canceled. It is enough of it is complete to be playable. But there's some loose bits. You can shake them around and possibly break the whole game. But anyway, Glover 2, I love what you were doing right now, if I must say. Just a real quick detour.
I think I might have screwed myself, actually.
You definitely committed a crime, and I am enamored with it. Does anything happen if you go into that cave?
Let's see if it'll embrace death. No.
No, just for show, huh?
Cool. I busted Glover.
You did break Glover a little bit. Well, speaking of breaking Glover, so Glover 2 very obviously is like, oh, in between this game and Glover 1, the devs played Banjo-Kazooie and were like, oh, this is how you make a platformer, we guess. And it's tragic. It really is. They have, I mean, it's funny. It's very, I think it's charming in much the same way, you know, uh, my Sonic Recolors from when I was 14 were charming.
Right.
Um, but mm, they have the same kind of like Banjo-Kazooie like talk boxes when characters are talking. Glover actually talks in that game, and he does, you know, a little like sound bite like "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and the little text shows up on the screen. It's like one to one. Um, a lot of the character designs for like minor characters, like, you know, there's a cauldron and um a lawnmower and all this stuff, and they all have, you know, these big cartoony animate eyes and shit like that.
Right.
Um, the overworld is very reminiscent, at least in it, not in its content, but in its organization of Spiral Mountain. You know, you have the sort of centerpiece of the castle, and then surrounding it, you have, you know, a little like gardeny dirt patch, and you have, you know, a little cave over here overlooking a waterfall, and, you know, all that shit.
Mhm.
So it's like very clearly like uh we've been studying Rare on how to make a platformer, and we think we have it figured out now. When none of those things are what make Glover itself like charming. I would, yeah. Um, so it's very interesting to me.
Especially now that
And
like we might be getting it at some point in the future. Like
I know. Oh my
we might be
god.
getting Glover 2,
Hmm. I
uh,
mean,
which may
no
not be a
shade.
great thing, but
No shade to Glover 2. I love Glover 2. It just obviously it had less confidence, I would say, than Glover 1, which is tragic, which you hate to see in a
mhm.
sequel. It had less confidence in itself. Um, it started leaning on the popular kids too much. Which, yeah, um, it's just tragic. That's all. Um, but you know, it still has a lot of gems. The plot line of your brother Cross Stitch telling you to go gather ingredients so he can make a sandwich in this big Banjo Kazooie ass cauldron. Um, and then you get him the ingredients, and he jumps into the cauldron and jumps out evil again, which proves that wizards are driven to become evil by their nature. Um, and then, you know, the like chicken, which we haven't met in this game, so I should introduce you at some point. But there's a chicken in this game that is just for like doing like cheat codes, basically.
Right.
And he becomes a main character in Glover 2. He becomes the bottles, in effect, of
Cool.
the game. Yeah,
That's great. Love that.
logically. And he comes down and is like, "Oh, Glover, you need to get the wizards for help." Cross-Stitch is up to shit again, and Glover's like, "But the wizard's fishing. We don't know when he'll be back." When Glover handled this entire problem himself last time, um, and will have to do so again, undoubtedly.
Boy.
Yeah, it's a tough jump.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, I guess we have gotten through the little laundry list of like, oh yeah, this is Glover 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Glover 2. So yeah, Glover 2. I broke it. If you weren't here last time and weren't able to hear me, I have Glover 2 and I broke it. I got soft locked. And then, oh my god, it's fascinating. So I got soft lock in a mini game. And so I was like, okay, I'll restart the game. So I do that. Glover 2 has an autosave feature, which is like very like commendable for its time period.
Mhm.
And it auto saved me to the start of this minigame where Glover did a jumping animation to jump onto this lawnmower, and he missed, and he got stuck in his jumping animation and could not proceed from there. So I'm like, okay, I'll quit the game. I'll start a new save file. But unfortunately, starting a new save, triggering like specific events that progress the story do not get reset with a new save file, at least if you
Oof.
soft lock the game like I did.
Yeah.
So I would like go out and my brother Cross Stitch wouldn't talk to me, which is what I need him to do in order for the game to progress. And so so I just broke the game. Which I'm gonna boot it up again, hopefully sometime this week, and see if maybe the game forgot and I can continue. And if that is not the case and it is broken, I may consider buying another cartridge and seeing how far if I can get that one. And if that one soft locks, I'll just concede that Glover 2 is 80% complete, but that is just few enough percent to actually be played all the way through.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, hey, it's okay. Dream too big.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
But that's fine, actually. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to set ball in a place where hopefully it will calm itself. It will not. Okay, that's great. Well, ball gets to stay here then.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to destroy some baddies. So I can at least get through this opening part.
Yes, that's very smart. This is some standard Glover tech. Is to leave ball in a safe place, go on ahead, clear the way, and then move forward.
Ooh, that is a really... I wonder how fast Bowling Ball is for this. We got time. Yeah. Glover 2 will happen one of these days, one way or another.
I hope so. I would like to see it, even if it is, less confident than Glover 1. That's all I want from the game. I want it to be confident to be as bad as it can be.
So this section is all about just getting to the end. With this door staying open, which is very difficult. Because it requires a lot of things to go right.
Yep.
And they are things which you have no control over.
Yes.
That's great. Oh my god, this thing is so slippery.
Yeah. Yeah, I would store it. Yeah, right.
Come on. Stay. Thank you. Good boy. But thankfully it's also a level that, like, it's just a little bit of prep work and that's the level.
Yeah.
You just have to accomplish the thing in so many lives, but the level itself is fairly simple in structure, and I like that. So, okay, Bowling Ball did not work. There is like a speed up potion, but I think it's a MacGuffin. Because I have no idea how I'm supposed to get it while doing this as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I genuinely don't remember how I got through this level other than, luck.
Come on. Oh, yes. Level complete.
Oh, you're so cool and powerful.
I thank you, and I appreciate that you are willing to lie to make me feel better.
At least as far as Glover is concerned, okay?
You know what? I will accept this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the bastard guy again. Hello, bastard.
He's a real freaking bastard.
You know what? I think you deserve Can I push you out? That would be great if I could just put. Thank you.
Oh my god. You are like you're serving justice that I never got, and I thank you for that.
So glad I could provide this.
This funky little man did me dirty last time I played through this game.
Oh, I just got bounced.
Oh yeah, watch out for this.
Yeah, this guy's a jerk.
Yeah, he's a real mean
Real
customer.
a-hole, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to tell anyone what the A stands for in this situation.
Hard fark.
I mean, you didn't have to give it away.
Robin, if there was a game series that you were given the opportunity to do like a reboot for, which one would you do?
I mean, I have talked about the dumb ideas for reboots I would do. I think I've talked about Blood Rain the other day, which, again, I will take any excuse to talk about this very bad game. Oh, that's a death.
Please.
I don't know, because I've thought about it. Like, I had a design doc started for my own Sonic the Hedgehog game, because
I also have one of those.
Yeah, like, I think that's pretty normal.
Yeah, for a Sonic fan, absolutely.
Let me think, because I've had the ideas. I'm always more interested in doing original stuff, Natch, but
yeah,
like,
of course,
it's mostly the games that are just bad that I want a crack at, because it's like, I can't make it worse.
That's fair.
Like, I can't do any damage to a damaged franchise. So, like, yeah, sure, give me Bubsy. Like,
oh, I would love to see anybody do literally anything with Bubsy other than what Bubsy is doing.
yeah, like, really weird. I can't remember their new name, but Gaijin Games, who did like the Bit Trip series, made a Bit Trip Runner Bubsy game.
Oh my god, really?
And it was apparently like a pretty good Bit Trip Runner game.
God.
And like, you know, if you have Bit Trip Runner 3, then you don't really need anything else, because those games are, in my opinion, like damn near flawless. I don't say that lightly. I'm saying that series got me through some hard emotional times.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And they went and made a Bubsy game, just doing that. Oh my god, I don't want you here. Thank you.
Look at somebody Bubsy game. Because the people who rebooted Bubsy didn't do it.
Yeah, they just kind of like made Bubsy 1 again. And like nobody wants Bubsy 1 again.
No.
That's the thing about Bubsy, is that you can't make Bubsy. You can't just say what Bubsy is, because what Bubsy is sucks.
What Bubsy is does suck, unfortunately.
Like, okay.
I say this as someone who I feel has like less. What's the word I'm looking for? I am like more welcoming, I feel, of Bubsy than the average person I meet on the street who knows even what Bubsy is. I want to like Bubsy.
Right.
So much.
He wants to be liked. Like, he's trying really hard, and I don't fault him for that.
Yeah, that's true. He's one of those people that's a little too much, you know. You can only spend so much time before you're like, okay, your whole personality is still this, so.
It's like, okay, I think I understand like who you are and what you believe as a person, and I'm good. I'm done.
And I'm good. I'm good. It's not your fault. You're just, I'm tired.
Right. You know? Like, and there is that part of me. There's that very large part of me that's just like, yeah, what if Bubsy was good, actually?
God, I want Bubsy to be good. It's so bad. I want Bubsy to be interesting, at least.
Right.
I mean, it is interesting. That's the only thing that Bubsy has going for it.
But it's interesting because it doesn't work. Like, it's
Yeah.
interesting because Bubsy as a game just doesn't have value.
Yeah. It's worthless.
Like, it just exists to be a mascot character, and that's kind of it.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I'm not going to say it deserves better, because I don't
Right.
think that's true.
No.
But I do think, and I do think it deserves better, in as much as anything deserves to be a good version of itself.
Right. As much as you or I deserve
Mm-hmm.
something better, Bubsy deserves something better. Yeah. Bubsy reboot. I feel like Bubsy could be so good in the right hands. I believe this in my heart of hearts. Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know what I would. I've never actually thought about doing a reboot because, like you, I'm. Aside from the one, Sonic fan game idea that every Sonic fan has,
Right.
I don't really think about. I personally, I don't like reboots. This is the fucking pretentious whatever dude in me. But
No, I'm right there with you.
I'm very if somebody said hey, a reboot of Glover 64 is coming out, and they showed me Glover with good graphics and tight gameplay, I'd be like, this isn't the Glover I know. This isn't the Glover I fell in love with.
You can't try to make Glover good. That's not the point.
Yeah, that's not the point, you fools. So yeah, I feel like it's they made that they good Shadow of the Colossus with the updated graphics, and again I was like, this isn't what I want.
Right.
I want janky PS2 shit. you imbeciles. Yeah, so I can I can't be trusted with a reboot, I feel like, because everything I like is because of how clunky and bad it is. So yeah, I think I would be safest taking something I am not as emotionally tied to, or something that I think is just genuinely bad.
Right.
And would be better off with that, because at that point I'm kind of just doing my own thing with it anyway. So yeah, Bubsy's a good idea. I might do something with Chameleon Twist. The Chameleon Twist.
I think Chameleon
franchise.
Twist deserves it. I think Chameleon Twist
Chameleon
absolutely should be rebooted.
Chameleon Twist has Now see, there's a game with some fun platforming ideas, and clunky in a way that is a little more on the detrimental side than it is on the charming side.
Yeah.
And I think, at least speaking for me personally, Chameleon Twist, it's got a lot of funny little guys. It's got a lot of fun colors. I think I could do a great job with at least the art design part of it, if nothing else. Because I am not a programmer and I don't know how to make a video game. But I think if you gave me those powers, I could make a good Chameleon Twist.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some things that I would hand you specifically if given the opportunity. Just no, just let, if you're gonna reboot this thing, just give it to somebody who can appreciate clunkiness and try to recreate that bit of magic, because and that's not even just me going, oh yeah, just give Ryan the bad stuff. No, I mean there is. So, Shigeru Miyamoto, I think to this day still. Oh, by the way, we beat the Space World. To this day, goes in and messes with the physics of Mario for every game, or at least he did for the longest time, because he has a very specific knowledge of how Mario should feel, and I think he has a very good idea of how physics should feel in games. There are a lot of things I disagree with him on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But cutscene time.
Yes.
Oh, it's one of those little wind-up toys with the weird feet. I love it.
Mhm.
So is this this isn't the final boss, but it is the final, like, world boss.
No, this is the final boss.
Oh, we're in it
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Yeah, we are in it.
Okay, what do we have to work with? Not much. Okay. But I do see an
It gets
arrow.
interesting.
My dude?
Yeah.
My dude.
Yeah.
You just gonna set off an atomic explosion on me.
Yeah.
Like a bastard.
It's fine. Doing just fine.
Oh. Well, I needed to die anyway. Okay, so touching on Crow's Point, I think there is value in just making every reboot an Ace Attorney clone. Because I think Ace Attorney is the perfect format of game.
It's really good.
Anyone who hasn't played it, there is a game on Steam called Aviary Attorney, which is just Ace
that game
Attorney,
was so good.
but possibly filled with more puns.
Oh my God.
It has great artwork, and it has a great branching narrative that actually relies on you sometimes losing a case
Ooh,
on purpose.
interesting.
It's very good. It is complete now. When it was first released, it didn't have all the cases in, but man, it is a journey. I love Aviary Attorney. I want to go back to it. It's good fun. So yes, Ace Attorney. Every game should be Ace Attorney. Like
I should fucking. I'll put it on my list of the 2 games that I play a year.
because like Danganronpa is basically just Ace Attorney, but more kids die.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And Danganronpa, especially V3, Danganronpa's a fucking work of genius. I will not be accepting any criticism of that franchise because it is so damn good. I say this knowing full well that, like, oh my god, that game is wordy as hell. But I love that. I love that for it. But like, I just want more games to fit that format.
My god.
Got squished. I think if I
So
get the pachinko ball out, I can get where I need to go
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's scoot. Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. No character you can look at in Ace Attorney in anything and be like, this would never work in Ace Attorney. Like, yeah. I think the fact that Takashi Miike, the director of like all these Yakuza films, made an Ace Attorney game and oh my god, and made a Yakuza, like the game, the movie, and like, oh, that reminds me, Project X Zone is a 3DS series that like crosses over like Sega and Namco and Capcom, and it essentially canonized the idea that Phoenix Wright either has defended or is being offered to defend Goro Majima and Heihachi Mishima of Tekken, which,
God.
like, let's have that happen. Oh wow, this is where the controls being fiddly is really going to kill us.
Yeah, game over.
But we can do it. We're here.
Yeah.
We did
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
I said
That's
we
true.
would, and we're not even at the 2-hour mark.
I know. No, you're making incredible time. Like, yeah, 100%.
I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm doing great.
Yep, that's true.
But yeah, like, you can, I mean, even rebooting a game into the Phoenix Wright or in the Ace Attorney universe would work. Like, yeah, he interviewed an orca, he interviewed a parrot, he has interviewed so many beings of various levels of sapience, and it's worked. like, you can just... Let's finally make a Sin City game without Frank Miller's involvement and just make it Ace Attorney. Let's finally make let's bring Alpha Dream back now that they've like bankrupted and like no longer working on Super Mario RPGs. Let's bring them back and just make Mario Ace Attorney.
Oh my god.
You know, we've been needing like a good Tron game. Make that Ace Attorney. Like
Next
it's
Sonic
the possibility.
game, make it Ace Attorney.
Listen, they had the audacity to make Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood.
That's true.
Make it Ace Attorney.
Why not?
Like, they had the audacity to make that game. So, we deserve Ace Attorney Sonic.
I really want to, like, experience that game. I just have not had the patience of recent. Nice.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's first phase.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it was, is just getting inside. That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
This kind of seems like the boss is a world. Oh. Oh, wait, this is cutscene time, I guess. What are we...
Ball.
Okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Are we about to get next level with this?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Tell me I have a giant mech. Ryan, I need this for me. I need to ask you.
End with a giant mech fight, did ya?
This is the second game I've played today that has arbitrarily thrown in a giant mech fight.
Isn't it good?
Oh my god, it fucking starts up like a lawnmower.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, his shimmy. What?
Uh-huh. This game is so good. I cannot stress enough.
No, you're right. Ow. That's fine.
Time to cross-examine the robot. Yes. Fuck him up.
I've played too many of these kinds of shooters in my life. There's nothing that this thing can really do to me.
Got a little bit of Mystical Ninja starring going on energy right now as well.
Oh, this robot's down.
Yes.
Never
oh
try and beat me in a shooter.
You freaking did it!
Oh my god, did we do it? Did we glove?
I think we did it. I think we freaking gloved it.
Well done! Oh my god.
Clover's so good. Oh my god. What a good video game. Out of this world complete.
Alright, let's go turn this thing in. I don't even know what to say. We ended on a giant mech fight. I could not be happier about this. Like,
I know. The world is so beautiful. There's frog. There's bird.
There is a game franchise I want to sit and play, and that's the Rocket Knight Adventures series, which also features giant mech fights. Sparkster, the sequel, has a cold open with a mech fight that isn't even part of the main game.
Oh my god, incredible.
Like it's so good. Anyway, you would especially like it. But oh my god.
Crystal. They're leaving.
Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Did we save it, the wizard? He's back!
Yeah! He's so fine with not having hands. Oh my god.
Oh god. Get over here. Jesus.
Oh my god.
Smoked him. God, you got weird hands, dude.
Yeah. Got weird hands. Congratulations!
Oh my god.
Yay!
Oh, we gloved. We gloved
You
all the way
glove.
through.
We gloved it, and we gloved again. Found glove in a hopeless place.
Team
Oh,
leader
and now we
Darren
get
Wood.
the credits. This game was made by like 12 people. It's great. We're gonna see their names over and over. I'm so happy.
I love how this is just the press start screen. Like,
Mhm,
they were giving us something to look forward to.
mhm.
And now we get to just enjoy it without, like, anything else on here.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
glove
god.
and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. There's
Oh.
water in the pond.
I'm just sitting here
Oh.
thinking about Live and Learn as a song.
Really good. It's a really good song. Robin, how did you like Glover's adventure?
I mean, so I came into this mostly blind. I had played like the tutorial and the first level, and that was literally my entire experience with Glover before starting on this Everglovin journey with you.
Yeah.
The clown was a bit much. That is my one complaint. The
Oh.
clown. I'm
Here's the
normally-
chicken, by the way.
Yeah, the chicken. Okay, just
Makes the same noise as the Ocarina of Time chickens.
same stock noise. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never played anything like it, and I think even when Glover 2 comes out, I still will not have played anything like it. It's a nice, tight experience. It's confusing in that sort of like we're still figuring out how 3D platformers work as an idea. Like there hasn't been. I think by this point there hadn't been a formula for 3D platformers.
Absolutely.
And I think that works to its benefit. I think this game is great because there was nothing really to compare it to next to Super Mario 64, and who the fuck wants to do that? Like you have
Exactly.
you have Super Mario 64 and then you have every other 3D platformer just trying their best.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think there is a part of me that is going to remember this more than I remember Banjo-Kazooie. I'm not saying that I think
Yeah.
it's a better game than Banjo-Kazooie 1, and I am emphasizing Banjo-Kazooie 1, not Tooie. Never Tooie, but Banjo-Kazooie 1. Like I think it's a superior designed game,
hmm
but I think the frustration I have with this game is more fun than the frustration I have with Banjo-Kazooie. I think the frustration here is like so good. I think
Yeah.
it is frustrating in a way that's just like you want to understand the language it's speaking.
Yes.
You like
Glover's trying to talk to you
yeah, like
desperately.
yeah, like Banjo-Kazooie, like when you mess up in that game, it's because like there are moments where the game is bad. It's like you know exactly what you need to do. It
Yeah.
just kind of sucks to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in this game, like, to say everything sucks to do isn't accurate. It's just janky, and it's got its own thing that it's trying to do, and no one else has tried to do it. So they are paving the way for something that nobody, to this day, has capitalized on. Nobody has
Mhm.
made the follow-up, the spiritual successor to Glover.
Yeah.
And like there is a beauty in that kind of frustration, kind of like the first time you're playing Dark Souls, kind of like the first time you're playing Monster Hunter, or like the first time you're playing something that just did not exist before. It feels really good to be frustrated with it because like what do you have to compare it to? It's a new language. It's really
Mhm.
interesting, and I think Glover as a result is probably one of the more interesting games I've played this year.
I'm so happy to hear you say this. This is as Glover's #1 fan, this is all I desire.
Yeah, like, oh, I know Paul Weir.
Oh, there you go.
I not like personally. I don't like. I'm not mutuals with him, but I know the name. So I'm gonna, while we're talking, I'm gonna look that up.
Also, yeah, we just do spend the rest of the incredibly long credit sequence on this chicken. So that's good.
Oh, maybe I don't know this name. Because I'm getting the guy who. Oh my god. if this is the same guy,
Mm-hmm.
there is a guy also named Paul Weir who did the music for The Last Campfire from Hello Games, which just came out this past year.
Oh. I hope it's the same guy.
Yeah, I hope so too, because, like, man, I would love if he had this, like, long and storied career.
Mhm. Yeah, this chicken is bad in Glover too.
Come on. Okay.
I mean, he's bad in this game also, but hey, it's just kind of extra.
I think this is the same guy.
What a treat it would be to put Glover on your resume.
Cause like,
Real.
Oh, this kind of dips back into his career a little bit. Doesn't mention Glover, but like, if this is the same guy, he's been working with Hello Games. He did the music for No Man's Sky, which is fantastic, by the way. Like, oh my god.
Bet it's the same guy. Glover is rarely listed on anybody's IMDb page.
Yeah, like, this guy has had discussions about, like, generative music. He's I've got to know. Because, like, it's gonna mess me up now if I can't figure this one out.
What would it feel like to put Glover on your hand?
You know, that's a good question. I think
it would be that like tingly needle sensation when your hand goes numb and then wakes up again. I think that's what Glover feels like when you're wearing him.
It's like a hug from a very friendly stranger.
Aw, see, yours is nice. Mine's weird.
65 days.
Thank all of you, by the way, who joined us for Glover's final journey, his final adventure. That you would be here for him and for us.
Like, you've dipped your hand in a bucket of glitter, cute but a little itchy. I really like that. I really like that.
That maybe is sort of the kind of happy medium between the two of us.
Yeah. God, so I guess, yeah, thank you guys for coming to this. Like, I love playing new and weird games. I love blind playthroughs, especially. Like, that is honestly, like, one of my favorite things in the world. So to be able to share this with somebody who knows the game and lets me just kind of figure everything out, like, this was my ideal experience. So,
aww.
Now, I don't know how the future of, like, this stuff is going to go, but, like, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to play with Ryan more on these streams. Aww. They have been, like, really successful, and they have been really fun, and they have been, like, the thing I look forward to. So,
yeah, I really want to do more of these.
Yeah, like little 2-hour just hangout sessions.
Yeah, well, especially you know, I have a backlog of old half-remembered games that I want to get in touch with. Oh, by the way, I have I got Quest 64 booted up the other day, and that's some good shit right there.
Oh, so, man.
So I'll be reporting in on that. But yeah, no, we should play some more of these. I have hard copies, but you know, yeah, if it's possible, I could even see what it would be like to run one of these on my computer, if that works at all know that I have a new one that I am told would be good for streaming. So we could
Cool.
possibly trade off. And
Oh, I would love
that
that.
could be cool. Yeah, I don't know. There are ideas, but yeah, we should do this because it's fun, and I like playing video games with you, and I like playing video games that are bad, and I like having somebody who also likes playing video games that are bad.
I will find everything I can, see if I can find some good Ryan Core games.
Aww.
Some of them will be very me core, but they'll be very bad, and I think you'll be able to appreciate that.
I agree. I think yeah, let's also dig into the Robin aesthetics.
Yeah, we'll definitely need to. They may not be appropriate for this channel at all times, but people will know. So yeah, let's go ahead and say goodbye to Glover now that we're at the special thanks.
Yeah.
Once again, great game. If you haven't played Glover, you might be able to soon. They are re-releasing it eventually, remastering it for modern consoles. The same guys who released the N64 previously never released N64 version of 40 Winks and a bunch of other unreleased games. So when that comes out, I implore you to buy it so that we can get more games like it, so that we can get Glover 2. One line of code. I love that.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, I think the end. There we go. Thank you all for coming. This has been wonderful. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
And let's just go ahead and sign off. Anything you have to announce? Anything you want to drop on people, or do you want to leave it a mystery? Because I know you've got stuff burning.
I got stuff, but I can't. There's nothing. Nothing is worth talking about at this time. So, I will just say, play Glover, and you can look at my drawing of Glover I did, and maybe I'll do another one someday, and that's great.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, I know. I'm we didn't talk about it on stream. I would love to make a Glover fan zine or fan game or something, but it has been I've been mulling over it for a long time, and it is just so difficult for me to put to words my experience playing this game that I haven't been able to capture it. I don't know how to capture it other than just telling people to play it with and keep their hearts open.
In which case, you heard it here first. If you want a Glover fanzine, we got to make it happen.
Yeah, we people.
Well, this has been Ryan at Ryan Kingdom _ on Twitter. I've been Robin at Andrewjack without a C on Twitter. I don't have I have things I can talk about, but it's adult-oriented media, and I'm not really going to cross-promote on here. But hey, if you follow me on Twitter, you're going to hear about a Kickstarter I'm part of, and I'm working on stuff for Patreon and a bunch of comic stuff. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, so those are all things that have been going on, and you'll find out there. Thank you once again. Be awesome, be weird, be safe, be cool, be kind, and as always, be gone. Bye.
Bye.